Hi everyone, this is Jeramic85. This is my 96 Dodge Ram 1500, and today I'll be installing a new remote keyless entry system, and I'll be installing this contactless entry system. It's from the brand Keytech. It's made in Europe and it's the model CZ100. Comes in this small package with all the instructions. There's the wiring harness. You wire it to the actual cables underneath the dash or wherever, and then I'm going to plug it into this unit. It comes with it. It's going to plug in right there. Also it comes with this thing. It's supposed to be the antenna or something. And then there's this this button, the service button, and there's two of these. There's two of these remote controls. It's supposed to work the way that you have this in your pocket, and you come closer to the car, and then it opens all the doors without you having to press on the button here. So we're going to install it and see how that's going to work. So the first thing that I'm going to do is using the instructions to connect all the wires, and I'm going to do that underneath the steering wheel. So that means before we can start wiring it, we have to take off the panel. So working on here will be a little easier if you move up the steering wheel a little bit like that. And then there's 5 screws that we have to take out. One sits right here. Already took that one out. The other one on the other side, up here. We'll put them here in the door pocket right there. And then there's 3 on the bottom. One's in the middle on the bottom. And one on the right. And watch out, it comes right off. This is how you take it out. You pull it towards yourself and then you can just take it out. I do have a special switch here on the side, so you don't have to worry about that. You probably don't have that. I'm going to take that off. And then I'm moving this panel out of the way. Now before I start working on the wires, I'm going to open up the hood and take off the negative cable off of the battery. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this wiring harness and I'm going to connect it to my truck. So what you see here is the steering column, and this plastic clip right here holds all the wires to the steering column. You can open that up with these 2 clips here, and then you can look for the right wires to connect your keyless entry system to. First we're going to start off with the blinker cables. There's 2 orange cables here. One of them needs to connect to the left and one to the right blinker of the truck. So I looked up all the wire codes. We have the light green and yellow wire is the left blinker. So I'm going to connect one of the orange wires of the keyless entry harness and connect it to the light green yellow cable. I'm doing that by taking off some of that insulation here and then solder this wire onto there. After that I'm going to put some self-adhesive insulation tape on there, which is basically the same as shrink tubes, so that's what I'm going to be using. This is actually a nice tool to take off the insulation. Works just like that and it's off. I'm twisting it around a little bit, putting some solder on there. You see here that I actually accidentally cut out a piece of the green blinker wire. That's why I used this orange wire to connect the green wire again, so I messed up a little bit, but this will do it. It's very adhesive to itself, so once it touches itself, you're not gonna get it off, so you would have to cut it off again. And if you pull it a little bit, it's really nice and tight. There we go. And then we have the right blinker, which is color code tan and black. So we're going to connect the other orange cable to that one. I don't know if you can see it, but down here I already took off some of that insulation from the wire. I didn't cut it through this time, so I'm just going to solder that onto there. Here. I'm not going to show you actually how I put every single wire on. I'm just going to show you where I connect them to, so when you put in a keyless entry system or an alarm system, that you have an idea on how you might want to do it and where you might want to connect them. So next cable that I connected is this red one. No matter if the car is running or not, this wire needs to have power, so I found that back here, left to the clutch pedal, you find a few plug connectors here, and the one on the left, on the top, is this blue one, and this connector plugs in there. You can take it out by pressing on here and then slide it out. There's one red wire in there, it's right here, so I used that one and connected it to it right here. Now for the negative cable of the keyless entry system, it comes off the harness of a black cable. I'm going to connect it to the car frame right here. Well, since the cable is already on there, I'm going to use that. I'm just going to solder it on and that's it. We have the negative connector right here to the frame. That'll work. Even though it's negative, I'm going to put some of that insulation tape around it. Next wire that I'm going to connect is ignition power. Now there's the yellow wire coming off the wiring harness for the keyless entry system. The yellow cable is for ignition power, and I'm going to connect that to this blue wire that you find underneath the steering column. It's pretty thick. Guys, what you see here is a picture that I made that shows you all the wire codes from the actual keyless entry system, and also these wire codes are from the Dodge Ram, from the second generation Dodge, and I made this so that it's easier for you to actually connect all the wires. This is the blue plug connector that I showed you before in the video. There's the red wire that we already connected. This plug connector also holds two wires that are used for the door lock system. Those are the pink and violet and orange and violet wires. And what I did, I cut them right after the connector and then connected the green orange one to the pink violet wire on the connector, and then on the other side where I cut it, I connected the green white one from the Keytech system to the pink violet on the other side. That means we cut those two wires and we have four points where we have to connect those four cables from the Keytech system. I hope this helps you out. I'm going to show you this diagram in the video in the end at full screen so that you can pause and look at it if you need to. This is the actual way that I put this system in, and it works fine. I have already tried it at this time, so if you want to do it the same way, it should be working fine. So I'm outside now, and it's already dark, but I think you can see everything you need. Here's the actual remote of the new contactless remote keyless entry system. So now as I walk closer to the car with the remote, the car is opening up right now, and then when I go away, the car is closing and blinking once. So it's working really well. So this is how it looks like now. I have all the wires connected and it works very well. I'm going to put this unit beneath the steering column, like right here or something. I'm going to use some zip ties and hold all the wires together nicely. After that, I'm going to put the panel back on. Yeah, I hope this video helped you out. If so, please feel free to comment or subscribe to my channel if you like to. I thank you very much for watching. This is Ceramic85 signing out.